Hey there, sports fans. Mike Crook coming at you with episode 25 of Laces Out. This is going to be a shorter episode than most weeks just because we have a lot going on in our personal life with work and whatnot. But real quick, this episode is going to cover the current turmoil in Tallahassee, the ups and downs of the weekend of football, as well as our typical fantasy updates, pick'ems updates, and our top 3 picks for the ACC and Big 12 football. So stay tuned. All right, so we're testing out this other intro. We didn't really like the last one. It was all right, but I don't know. What do you think of this one? It's a little bit sharper, but I don't know. We'll see how this one lasts, if it gets copyright protected again. So yeah, busy week this week with the real life job, so this is going to be a really quick episode. First things first, we actually got to experience a real life version of Angels in the Outfield as the Denver Broncos had an insane comeback over the visiting New York Giants on Sunday, all on the Demaryius Thomas Day, where he was inducted to the Broncos Ring of Fame. You can't script this any better. I mean, they were scoreless through 3+ quarters, and they had an insane comeback to top the visiting Giants 33-32. I mean, there were some bobbled passes on both sides. You can't say it was just Denver. New York was a recipient in one of those as well, but missed field goals, missed extra points. Like, I think it was, 5 points off the board that would have forced Denver to go for a game-tying touchdown versus a game-winning field goal. So, great job, Denver. If you haven't seen it, check out the reaction video that we had on TikTok, Insta, YouTube, etc. We didn't really go too deep into it, but it was just a phenomenal game. As for the turmoil in Tallahassee, the AD for Florida State has come out this week stating that they are going to support Mike Norvell for the remainder of the season. Now, this could go either one of two ways. Either changes are going to be made on how they deal with kids that aren't listening, reacting, responding, etc. to coaching styles, causing any sort of beef, drama, whatever in the locker room, altercations on the sidelines, etc. Kids that really just aren't living up to the paycheck that they're beginning with NIL. Or have the administration and those that control the purse strings already started working on a replacement Norvell, and they're just kind of keeping things quiet, hush-hush, and they're going to make the announcement sometime in early December after FSU season is over. Because let's be real, right now Florida State is 3-4 with 5 games left in the regular season. Can they win enough of those games to become bowl eligible? We'll dive more into that next week. I want to do a little bit deeper dive, like a midweek, where did I go wrong with this prediction? How close am I to the prediction on my way too early prediction for the season, etc., and how I see the rest of the season panning out. But it's going to be interesting on what happens in Tallahassee going forward. All right, next up, fantasy football. We are now through the halfway point of the season, week 7, and kudos to you, Caitlin, on one hell of a matchup. It was down to the wire. It was literally down to my Seattle defense Monday night. I had to score at least 7 points to pull out a very marginal win because my genius self decided Caleb Williams was the way to go over Bo Nix. Caleb dropped not even 5 points to Bo's just shy of 40 points against the visiting Giants. Who knew? I thought Caleb was going to have a day against New Orleans. That did not happen, so barely squeaked it out thanks to Seattle's defense. Kudos to you, Caitlin. I'm 6-1 atop the league. And it's going to be a rough shot to see how well this current record goes. But right now, just a couple wins shy of guaranteeing a playoff spot, which I'm happy about. But kudos to everyone in the league. It's great competition. A lot of really tough, solid weeks ahead of us, but it'll be fun. So let's see what happens when the dust settles next week. All right, as for college and NFL pick'ems, I actually had great weeks in both affairs. I actually went 8-2 in my college pick'ems, and an amazing 13-2 record in my best entry for pro pick'ems. This has got to be the best weekend I've had for both of them this season, yet alone happening on the same weekend. So I know it's still going to be tight between me and Trey in the pro pick'ems, but it's going to be fun for the rest of the season. But now let's jump into the top 3 picks for the ACC and Big 12 this weekend. Last weekend didn't do so hot. I mean, honestly, not that bad for the Big 12. I went 2-1. But 1-2 in the ACC with Miami getting upset by Louisville and Florida State obviously dropping that stupid game to Stanford on the road. That was complete BS. If you didn't see that reaction video, go check that one out. if you're wanting to see me cuss, it's not the best one to see because my wife was sleeping and I had to be quiet. But overall record 18-18 on the season, not that great. 10-8 in the ACC, 8-10 in the Big 12. Let's hope for something better this week. But we're going to dive in to the Big 12 first this week. So the first up for the Big 12, I've got 3-4 K-State traveling to 4-3 Kansas. Interstate matchups are always fun, and this one actually should be a nail-biter. Down to the final drive, I can see Kansas going for a game-winning touchdown. They're going to squeak by and beat the Wildcats by no more than 4 or 5 points on this one. It's going to be close, but the Jayhawks win this one. Next up, we have 6-1 Houston traveling to number 24 Arizona State. Now, this one was really tough to call because Houston is a phenomenal team, but Arizona State is coming off of one hell of an upset over Texas Tech last week. So is that train ride going to continue this week against the visiting Cougars? I think so. Sun Devils get the win in this one, 7 points or less. Close game, but in the end, Houston fails to get the dub. Lastly, 3-4 CU traveling to 5-2 Utah. Now, Utah's coming off of a tough loss against in-state rival BYU, while CU is still riding the high of a really great upset over visiting Iowa State last week at Folsom Field. Can that energy translate to a great road win against a very tough opponent? Honestly, I think Coach Prime has the team geared up for this one. Look for them to keep the mistakes to a minimum. There may be a costly turnover or two by the Buffs, but don't look for that to derail the game entirely. See you in this one, 8 points or less. Calling it right now. All right, let's talk ACC football now. First up, I've got 5-2 SMU traveling to 4-2 Wake Forest. Now, this one, honestly, is going to be a close matchup. Both of these teams have had their ups and downs this season, but overall are very competitive football programs. I can see the Mustangs, though, getting the road win at this one, 5 points or less. Going to be a great contest against two better than mediocre programs in the conference. Next up, I've got 4-3 NC State traveling to 5-2 Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is sneaky good, and they could honestly make a lot of noise in the conference race should a few other teams kind of fall, like Duke and Georgia Tech. But I don't see NC State having enough firepower to overtake the Pitt Panthers. Pitt's going to take this one, 7 points or less at home. Lastly, 3-4 Stanford traveling to number 9 Miami. Miami is coming off of a very rough upset to Louisville last week, while Stanford is coming off of a really weird game against Florida State. Honestly, I think the FSU game was just complete BS. There was terrible calls, and I think that Stanford, I don't want to say it was gifted a win, but it's a game that had Florida State been a little bit more focused, could have gotten the W on that one. They're not going to have as easy a contest traveling to Hard Rock, and Miami's just going to run roughshod over this team. The Cardinals are going to get spanked. 3 touchdowns or more in this one. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be ugly. And look for the Miami backups to be in there no later than after halftime. So there you have it, folks. Episode 25 of Laces Out is in the books. As always, if you've enjoyed the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it out with anyone you know. We greatly appreciate it. It appeases all the social media algorithms. And enjoy your weekend slate of football, and we'll see everyone back here again next week for another episode of Laces Out.